Huzzah, Rangers! This is your boy, Uncle Baby Philly here at the Jacks Rangers Show. Before we get too far into anything this evening, this particular episode and every single episode of the Jacks Rangers Show is sponsored by our fantastic sponsor, Inkify. Inkify does custom printing and embroidery since 2010. Inkify provides high-quality decorated apparel nationwide. From ordering the apparel to printing, adding a private label, and folding, bagging, and all of that fun stuff, fulfillment, all of that cool, excellent stuff you don't have to worry about because they will be doing it for you, and they do the best at that stuff. They'll handle it all, so you don't have to. Go to Inkify.com to get started on your order and tell them TJRS sent you, and you'll get 15% off of your first order. As I was saying, we always appreciate Inkify helping us out here on the Jacks Ranger Show as our primary sponsor. We've got Diamond Dave here this evening. Dave, how the hell are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Phil. Happy to be here and looking forward to talking to Josh Larsen.
Yeah, me too. And speak of the devil, we've got Josh Larsen here. Larry is joining us. Josh, you're the captain of the New England Free Jacks. How the hell are you?
I'm good. Good to be back on the show, guys. Pumped for another season.
Yes, sir. Same here. Let's get right into it. We're going to rewind a little bit. Obviously the season is about to start. We're a couple days away from you guys heading down to Charlotte to take on the brand new franchise. But let's talk about last year. Obviously you had a season-ending injury, so it didn't go how you wanted it to. But then again, the team won the championship. So when you look back on it, what's your impressions of 2023?
Just full squad effort, really. Personally, it was tough for me early on, but we're just such a good group of guys, right through. Boys, just I think just that whole season was just we defended the fort really well, and then just in the back end of the season, just trying to it's important to play your best footy at the end of the season. So I think guys just week to week, Scott and Mike and Will back then did a really good job just framing each week as it came and stuff like that, and just massive learnings. I guess just the progress we did from the last year, losing to New York in the Eastern Conference, and then going one better and winning it all. So I think it was just growth of the group, the returning players, coaching staff, just another year under the belt. Made us go the whole way. So it was exciting to be along for the ride and part of it.
Absolutely, for sure. And, we'll never forget that as Free Jacks fans, as Rangers out there, being in Chicago and that final whistle blowing. What was going through your mind, being on the sidelines there? What was your perspective of the whole process at the end of the season? Final whistle blows. What's going through your mind immediately?
Just, you bloody beauty. I was over the moon, mate. I was on the comms, and, you're hearing it from Scott and Will and Mikey Rogers up there, hold on the ball, just stack the ball, and there's a few that scrum at the end, and the big boy stepped up, coming on, and when that whistle blew, just looked to my left, TK was there, the mic got thrown and just ran on, all the boys jumping on the bench, mate. It's one of the best feelings of your life, really. It's awesome, and be some of the best moments of my career for sure. So special.
Absolutely. For sure. And of course we want to, it's no easy task, of course, but repeating would be amazing, right? Like, there's only one team that's done that in the past, and that's the Seattle Seawolves. And, they're one of the best benchmarks in MLR in terms of consistency and winning culture, that sort of thing. The Free Jacks want to get to that point. So wouldn't it be nice, if we could repeat that and a full healthy Larry out there on the pitch, helping out with the win in that manner of speaking. So I know you were helping out with coaching, with the staff last season while you were sidelined with the injury. And we know that you've done some college coaching in the past. I can't quite remember where that was, but let's talk about when your playing career comes to an end, whenever that happens to be. Are we likely going to see you as a coach in MLR? Is that something that you want to do?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't thought that far down the line. I guess, just kind of really focus on being a player at the moment. But my off season, I've tried to jump on some coaching opportunities, currently doing a coaching level 3 course at the moment and stuff. So getting through some of those qualifications and just being around good coaches as well and a good environment, hopefully I've picked up some good things. So I think, to be honest, I haven't thought that far about what and when, but yes, I think the coaching route would be something I'd definitely be interested in. But again, hopefully I'm playing for a few more years. You never know, it might be enough rugby at the end of the day or something like that. So sort of take it year as it comes. But it's probably something I'd like to get into, wherever that might be, and just see how the mindset is with rugby at the end of my career. But hopefully that's not soon. Hopefully that's a lot later down the track.
For sure. In soccer, they call that the coaching badges. Do you find that getting those, certificates and certifications, do you find that helps you as a player as well?
Yeah, I guess, and also I think the big thing I've learned through it just connecting with other coaches. Now, there's a couple of MLR coaches on there.
Hmm.
There's coaches from the women's game. Some international age grade coaches that I've been working with. So I guess it's just sharing ideas and seeing like that, and seeing how they run their system, and then and how they run their culture and what they're using and stuff like that. So it's always good just to bounce ideas off each other and stuff.
Sure.
And I guess being in the leadership group here at the Free Jacks, it's kind of cool to sort of see. Just feel like what other teams are doing and stuff like that. So from all aspects as well, different age groups and levels and stuff. So it was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Awesome. Speaking of coaching, let's talk about the new assistant coach, Palm. What's your impressions of him since he's arrived?
Oh, Pom, he's a great man. Great man. We'll call you out on a few buffaloes early on. They'll break the ice, but
Yeah.
no, he's a top man. Very good at technical side around detail around the tackle and stuff. I think that's something we're going to hopefully improve a lot on this year. A lot more technical around the contact area and stuff. He's got a jiu-jitsu background and stuff like that. So she's been a fair few bit of wrestling in the preseason. My ears are feeling it now. It's only not even one in the cut up. So, but no, he's good, mate. Easy to get along with. Connects with guys really well. He's been awesome.
That's great. I mean, I encourage all the Rangers out there, if you didn't catch that episode a couple months back when we had Palm on as an introduction, I highly recommend going back and listening to that, because I think he just plugs right in. Like, he's got the same mentality that you want, that, culture is going to be fine with him in the locker room. Consistency, all of that sort of stuff is going to be right there. And I think it's one of those things that the Free Jacks do very, very well. If there's a vacancy that needs to be filled, they're going to get a guy that fits in with our system to a certain extent. Obviously, we want guys to bring in new ideas and whatnot, but that same vibe is still there, which I think is very, very important.
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah.
It really is. I mean, TJ done a massive job, and Mags and Scott and Will and stuff, finding the next guy on the rank. And, Pom brings that defensive mindset where it's really aggressive. It's get off the line. It's Free Jacks rugby. It's in your face. It's confrontational. Fans love it. It's also the way we want to play and stuff. So, it's just exciting to be a part of.
Very good. I think most fans out there understand that the preseason it's not about who won the game. It's about what took place in there and what learning that you can do from that particular game. But obviously it was technically a loss against Dallas. They don't count it on the win-loss column, but you guys had fewer points than they did at the end. Nothing to be concerned about, obviously. What were your overall thoughts on that game in the preseason?
Yeah, I mean, we just probably started off a bit slow, to be honest, Phil. I think we one team showed that they've played some rugby, an actual game and stuff. We had 30 odd guys down there, not making excuses or anything, but we're finding our feet. Some guys are doing 40, some guys are doing 20 minutes, but just good learnings. We probably didn't start as well as we should have. Came out with a bang, so that's something we're definitely going to address going into this week, and that'll naturally come. It's been a lot more of an edge at training and stuff, so no real panic. But there's some really good stuff out of it too. Some of the new guys getting some good minutes under their belt, which was important for us. And just getting some cohesion and some combinations working and stuff. We've got majority of a good chunk of players back than we ever had, but there's also new guys to fit into. But it was also off the field as well. We did a good session with Houston and the units and stuff. So they're a big pack, so it was good just kind of testing ourselves here with them, where we're at and stuff, so, and all that off-field stuff, we got out and did a bit of things around Houston, played some top golf and stuff like that. So boys swung the club. So just connecting all that. It was a really good week. Like you said, scoreline, it's preseason at the end of the day, but there's some really good learnings from it. So we'll take those and rip into this week.
Yeah, that's very encouraging to hear. I was on the live for a certain part of it with Bozo, and he did the whole commentary on the watch along, and we were a little surprised at the end of the day. But again, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't count as wins or losses. So you just kind of move on from there, and I'm sure you guys have learned from it as you're describing. But you, as the captain of the defending champions, now this question was actually posed during the winter party by my best buddy Martin Beck. So I'm going to give him a little bit of credit here. He had asked you guys, when you're how do you combat complacency with a team with such a large retention rate of champions coming back as the defending champions? How do you combat that throughout the season?
Yeah, I think it's just, there's probably two parts to it. I think think firstly and most important, we just got to keep evolving our game. I think the worst thing we could do would just be do what we always do. You get what you always get type thing. And I think I've always been, massive on that. Good teams, they're constantly evolving and constantly. We don't need to change too much, but we need to evolve our game and stuff. We've got new ideas. We've got Pom coming in. We've got Will doing a lot more of the kicking stuff this year and stuff, which is really exciting. So, I think just driving that, really evolving our game and putting new challenges to guys, that kind of creates hunger in itself. But we really, honestly, Phil and Dave, we really pride ourselves on guys that really hungry and hardworking are part of our values. So, that's everything we do. We make sure that that's at the forefront. And credit like guys coming in as well. Everyone's got a point to prove. So it's, I think, just touching on a couple of those key things and framing those into our weeks. And I know we'll get the best out of our guys and hopefully go all the way again.
Yeah, man. Listening to that, I'm not going to be taking any, cutting corners when we're running around the pitch. You know what I'm saying? If it was me. So, yeah. First game of this regular season coming up this Sunday in my hometown, Larry, of Charlotte. Woo! North Carolina, baby. Other than, kicking Healthcare RFC's ass, what are you excited about doing in Charlotte?
I think first away game. We're going to have a lot of games on the road this year. No New York, no Toronto and stuff. We're going to some really good teams this year and stuff, with some travel included and stuff. So I think it's just another trip to connect with the guys. There's probably 24, 25 odd players going down. There'll be 23 they'll play. So a time to again sort of build those connections and stuff and see where we're at. And probably, I think in terms of Charlotte, we don't know what they're going to bring. There's not a lot on them. So it's just a really big week on just focusing on ourselves, getting ourselves right, doing what we do best and focusing on what we're evolving into this year and see where we're at. So, it'll be a really good test. These guys, they'll be young, they'll be hungry, they'll be fizz. So, we've got to meet fire with fire and, it'll be a good matchup. I'm honestly really looking forward to it.
Same here, man. It's going to be, I keep saying this, is going to be an emotional return for me to my hometown where I picked up a rugby ball, 20 odd years ago at this point, for the first time ever. Played for Charlotte Old Originals, the best club there in Charlotte for a while. Then obviously went down to the University of South Carolina, not too far away from Charlotte.
It's after you tried to get into Clemson, right?
I actually didn't get into UNC. That's the true story. I could have easily gotten into Clemson. But anywho.
Well, that's not true, Phil. You couldn't get into Clemson. You have too many teeth. No.
It's true. I've got all of my teeth. So they took one look at me and said, "You're not Clemson material, pal." So, yeah. Anywho, I appreciate your time, Josh. Super excited to get down there. I rented an Alfa Romeo. So as we say down in North Carolina, Italian. So, we're going to have a lot of fun. For sure. So I'm going to let Dave take over. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate it. We'll see you down there.
Yes, sir.
Well, have fun down there. First question, possibly the most important question of the evening. Any new good coffee shops in Boston? You know more about Boston coffee than I do at this point, I think.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, and this was one of the first things Pom actually asked me, where, he's from Melbourne. He's been spent time in Melbourne. I've been to Melbourne, arguably probably the best coffee scene I've ever been in. Wellington goes high in New Zealand stuff, but Melbourne, Australia, unreal coffee shop. So when he asked me that, it was a pretty daunting task, giving him a few. A couple of my go-tos, nothing new of late. In the city, Grace Note is one of my favorite. Limited seating though, so it can be hard. Coaches want to go down, open up the laptops and work. But if not, Koei Coffee in Alston's really good. Or I do like Intelligentsia in Watertown. It's a little espresso bar there. They're probably my top three. And then, we've also got a couple of boys go down here to Red Eye Roastery, which is down in Hingham, just south of Weymouth. Especially when the weather gets good, that's always a nice go-to spot. So those are probably around my top three. There's a couple others there, but those would be definitely my go-to.
Excellent. Thank you for the recommendations. We'll definitely be checking a couple out. Watertown's on my commute, so that might just work out.
There you go. Yeah, pop in. It's a good spot. It was actually first couple of years of the Free Jacks. That was our local when we were kind of based out there in Newton, traveling down there. So Watertown, Intelligentsia coffee bar. It's really good.
Excellent. I'll let you know. You spoke on Rugby Wrap Up a little bit about how quickly players kind of had to leave at the end of the season after winning the championship, and while you stuck around and had a lot of work to do over the summer, right? What did you do? Obviously, you put a lot of energy and time into rehab and working out and getting ready for this season. But what else did you do all summer? How'd you keep busy?
Yeah, so I was in a unique situation. You probably heard that. I was waiting for my green card application, which has finally come through. So awesome to announce I'm a permanent resident of the States, which I'm thrilled to be. But yeah, mate. So it was tough. There was a couple of months there. It was good. I was working with Wheels, doing a lot of the community, the coaching. Tavita was around. Wayne. There was a few of us around. Most of the boys shot off. Obviously, they've got contracts to go to and stuff. So yeah, I was just nailing my rehab, and then I actually. My wife Sydney, she actually got laid off work for a couple of months, so not being able to leave the country, we're like, maybe this would be a good time to go to New Zealand or go back home for a little bit. But we decided we did a road trip down to Texas and spent a couple of months in Texas down at her brother's there, and really enjoyed the weather and got into some college football and made the most of it. So did most of that, and then when Sydney. Her remote job came back up. We came back up, so did that, balancing my coaching course and stuff like that, and like I said, helped out the Free Jacks around the In Between Days festival and stuff like that. So, bit of everything, like I said, there's definitely some longer days, and then there's some really good times. But no, it was a good off season, just just mentally refresh, and it's probably the longest I've gone without rugby, and since I started playing professionally in my early 20s. So. It was good for the body, good for the break. So, like I said, there's probably a couple week period there when everyone left. You're like, shit, you miss all the boys and miss the season and stuff. But like I said, now we kicked on down to Texas and had a good little off season down there, and then came back up. So
that's excellent. Texas is it's Texas. It's an interesting place to visit. It's certainly its own unique region within the United States, and I love a good road trip. So.
Yeah, she was actually based, grew up in Austin there, so not a bad spot to be. Her brother's down there, got a good setup, so made the most of some lake days, fortunately, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was really good.
Nice. Rugby's a tough sport physically. You've put a lot of work into your career, and recently getting ready this season. It takes a lot of passion. You have to really love rugby, I think, to be a professional rugby player, especially. Just considering how much work it takes and how challenging it can be. What is it about rugby that makes it worth all of that to you?
Yeah, really good question. I think it's such a short period of your life. You're in a physical shape probably to do that, and that's probably something you always got to remind yourself. You've got your life to work or build stuff on the outside of business wise and stuff like that. It's also I think just it's various things, I guess, coming over here as change of environment, new to the States. Then I moved up to Boston and absolutely loved it. And I'm still loving it just as much as the first year. So I think just those environments, you're always challenged. There's new players, new coaches. There's always something new, going on. So I think just that keeps it refreshing. There's always things to aspire to, with Canada now missing out on that last World Cup, a big focus of a lot of the boys here and part of the Canadian career, as such as it's getting back into that World Cup frame and qualifying for 27. So there's all these little challenges and stuff like that which keep you going, and just that I guess keeps me going and stuff, and just having a good group of guys, and like I said, the challenge of backing up what we did last year, is a real challenge. There's some really good teams out there, and especially in our conference as well. So I think you just look at it sort of day by day, week by week and stuff, and you set these new little challenges and goals, and it keeps you ticking and stuff. So I think that's probably a pretty broad answer, but if you know what I mean, that's what keeps me going.
No, that's great.
You might have to ask Justin Potter, so what keeps him going at 35.
We'll see what his answer is. It makes sense. Camaraderie, challenge, it's a lot that'll fuel you, and it can move you to do difficult things. So.
And we're also just one thing to add on there. We're really fortunate. I think the environment you're in. I think truly believe. Some environments around world rugby and teams that we're really fortunate at the Free Jacks. We funds a big aspect of our values and stuff. If we get that right, there's a hard work and stuff, but we also got to have fun along the way, and so I think we do a really good job out off the rugby field as well as connecting and stuff. And I think that's, you're around all the boys, and like I said, there's new guys coming in each year. There's some of the same old faces every year. So I think just having that by your side, family as such, it's pretty special that you probably don't get another work jobs, So I think you just, like I said, you only got a short period of time, so definitely enjoy it for now because it's not long and you're probably in the working life. So yeah, cherish these ones.
Yeah, absolutely. I place a really high value on fun, honestly. I really believe in positivity and just being able to lean into that. Obviously, you got to have tough conversations sometimes. You got to do difficult things sometimes, but overall, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yeah.
Affirmation is more motivating than punishment. We are coded to respond to positivity, and I think it's really important.
Yeah, that's why we play the game. So
yeah. What is going to be better when you get back out there? Your first line out or your first scrum?
Good question. And geez, the front row are going to kill me if I don't say it's. I'll split it 50-50 if I can. No, it's just honestly we put a lot of work into the set piece. So I think either or I'll be really happy. I'm just excited to just get the shoulders back out there and get stuck in. So yeah, either or, mate. Either or I'll be happy. Whether it's a line out first or a scrum, just get into it.
That's fair. That's fair. Very political answer. Very diplomatic. The politics of the Type 5.
Oh, the front row wouldn't be happy if I didn't say mention scrum in there.
Yeah, it better be the time where you're helping me, not the time where I'm helping you. That's
exactly that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you talked a little bit about the new guys coming in. They always bring a little bit of style. Has anybody emerged as the new first choice DJ?
First choice DJ. I think the new guys. To be honest, Connor Keys has been on the decks a lot in the gym lately.
All right.
The big shift, a lot more rock and heavy metal. It kind of ties into what we're building about this year with our experience and our theming. So Connor Keys has kind of been setting the tone in there. I need Andrew Quattrin to step back up. He's normally been the man on the decks, or at least carrying the speakers. But no, I also enjoy probably the wild card is Martin Segrin, actually. He'll throw in the odd Spanish banger, and then he'll mix it all up, and it's good vibes all around. So he's probably my wild card, actually, if I throw in there. He's been putting on a few good tunes on Spotify of late.
That's pretty excellent. You see everybody's head kind of pop up, looking around like, what's this? What's this?
Yeah, what's this? But it's good stuff.
That's excellent. Do you have, as you're moving through your coaching journey, a little parallel to playing, do you have a good trick play that's just too silly or risky for MLR, but like you're definitely busting that out for some fun, tens tournament or something?
Top of my head, I guess to try everything. I mean, to be honest, I haven't really thought about anything. I remember last year, Mike Rogers was pretty big on empowering some of the guys to the thing, and a few of us came with a few moves, and I think we actually did one time. It was a peel around the back or something. It didn't work at all. So I've kind of been since that. I think that one there, but mate. I'm just trying to think. Nothing really off the top of my head. Maybe like to see. I don't know if it's possible. If maybe like a line-out ball at the back and maybe a bit more of a wider pass. Skipping the 9, if I can launch it from the back and hit a 12 flat down the seam or something like that. Don't even know if that's really legal, but maybe something like that. If you could get a skills in there and almost quarterback it and hit it flat. But haven't really thought too much about it, to be honest.
That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. Certainly going to catch people off guard.
Yeah.
It's worth a couple tries in practice, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's got to be legal. Lineout's over when he passes the ball.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So 12 can come up.
You get the defense coming up though. I think
you might get relaxed by
pass. Might have to get a quarterback up there, getting lifted and thrown up in the air, and also But heck, if we got a guy like LaRue Milan, I'd be happy to get him running hard and straight down there. And so it's
Sounds good. I like it. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled. Um, if I was on the Free Jacks and I came to you and I said, Captain, I know that everybody's got to work for what they're going to get, but I just feel like I haven't gotten playing time that I need. Um, how would you respond?
Yeah, good question. I guess first of all, I guess I commit. Coming to the leadership group's really important. I think as well. Because often, there's that communication was just through the coach, but talking to the boys and stuff, that's obviously a great sign of an environment and trust within the group. So definitely acknowledging that. I guess what I'd be saying around that, I'd be saying, I'd just probably touch on, look on, obviously we pride ourselves on these, hungry, hardworking values. How are we going about that? How do you feel from your point of view? Are we touching on that? What do you think you can do more? Stuff like that. Are you reviewing game film? What some areas that coaches have said, and probably just prod away at a couple of those questions and then maybe go from there depending on the answers. But at the end of the day, it's probably up to the individual and stuff. I can guide them in the way and give them the the connection. And also as well, I think it's important to communicate that with the coaches what you see and it's just being honest throughout the whole process, I guess. There's going to be times that guys aren't going to get the playing time and stuff, but I also remind guys, I think every player last year played by one maybe. So the squad depth is true. It's serious. Like everyone's going to play, and you look at towards the final and towards the end of the season there, some guys in key moments are being called upon. So I think it's just stick with that, trust the process, kind of enjoy that daily grind and your opportunity to come. But don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge the coaches. It's important in the environment and stuff, but just be honest around that, nailing your values and your time will come.
It's pretty good talk. I feel pretty motivated. Prompting self-reflection. It's always really important. Like at the end of the day, guys got to be driven themselves to want to improve and to want to find things that they can get better at. And then also, empowering, that it's kind of in your hands. Love it. Love that answer. You're very close to your first match back. Do you have any personal goals as a player out there on the pitch?
I think for me, it's really important. It's probably been a theme for myself throughout the preseason and probably in the first few weeks is just getting back to the basics. Playing 10 months, it's not like it's forever, but it does feel like a long time and stuff. But like I said, fortunate I've been training with the team since December through that camp into the preseason. So I think just for me, it's just getting back into my basics, nailing my key roles, and then everything else will follow. I feel probably the times where I'm probably, is when I'm reaching too far. I'm probably just overplaying myself and realize that this is a process, Josh. I get back to my basics, my clean work, my carry work, my tackle detail, which I've been really working on a lot and stuff, and just nailing those aspects, and the rest will come. And then later down the season, just stringing that continuity, which is a big part of my game. Just really trying to be consistent, my approach and the way I go about it. So I guess the key thing there is not getting too far ahead of myself and just focusing on the controllables and the basics. And I'll be happy if we get through that this weekend for myself.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to see it. You knew there was one weird question coming at the end, and this is what it is. This is what it is this season. I hope it's a good one. Which teammate would make the best James Bond? And I mean like real spy, not like actor. I mean like who could probably pull off some, weird ass undercover, drink a couple martinis, score an in and get away with the whatever, the detonator, whatever it is.
Yeah, who actually comes to mind here? I'd probably say Isaac Olsen. He's a guy. Yeah, he's a guy. He's a man of many talents. He doesn't say hell of a lot, but when the opportunity comes and arises, he really takes it. He's got a heck of a deep country voice that I did not know of. He can rap like no tomorrow. He can spit some bars. We did a video clip last year, and he's got an amazing, Mexican Spanish accent he put on and stuff. So he's kind of a man of all talents. I'd probably back him to be just kind of fit that mold of a James Bond. I think out of all the teammates.
Excellent. I like it. Now we know a little bit more about Isaac Olson. Well, this has been great. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this weekend. I'll kick it back to Phil, but it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave.
Larry, I just thought of something that I didn't write down, but I got a Free Jacks tattoo. I had to get it because I had promised everybody on these airways, if you guys won the championship, I was getting a Free Jacks tattoo. So it's on my body now. Is there any teammates of yours that wanted to commemorate it with a tattoo that maybe haven't gotten it yet, or maybe there's some out there that have gotten a Free Jacks tattoo that we're not aware of?
Yeah, there are some. It hasn't been done yet. But there are some guys talking about it. I know Andrew Quattrin has got a
of course.
That is actually based on teams and areas he's played. It's a big part of him. So I know he's lined up for one. There's talk with TK. I don't know. He might be hiding something. I don't know. But no, he was talking about it too. But no, There might be a few guys by the year end. Just something special.
Nice. Cool.
Maybe someone leave that for the bye week or something. But yeah. There is definitely some talk about it. No one just of yet, but it's good for you, Phil. I'm glad you're leading the way there, mate.
Yes, sir. Hey, you got to lead by example, as you know. You know what I mean?
That's the one, mate.
Final thing. Go ahead. Sorry, Dave.
I was just gonna say we know a guy.
Anybody
who's looking, we got a good tattoo guy here.
We know
Boston,
him. Yep,
so.
for sure. Final thing here is that we always like to open up the floor for our guests to speak directly to the Free Jacks fans, the Rangers out there, the hardcore Free Jacks fans. What do you have to say to them as we begin the year?
Obviously always looking forward to filling the fort. Massive part of our year and the way we attack the year is that home ground and advantage. So bring a mate or two more than last year. I know it's going to be bigger and better. Like I said, a big part of who we are as Free Jacks is growing the game and making it a really good, Saturday out for fans and stuff. And you kind of hear this a lot around things, but it really is a massive difference. I talk to multiple people who come to games and they're like, oh, there's that one guy, or it's loud down that end zone. Makes a difference, and it really pumps us up. And I know the new guys are really looking forward to playing in front of the fans. So just looking forward to seeing you guys all out there. I know there's a couple of early games in March, against some teams and stuff. So just braving the cold, do what you always do. And, we're going to put on our best New England gritty performances for you week in, week out. So looking forward to seeing you guys all there. Eh?
Hell yeah. It's super excited, man. I can't wait for the home opener that's coming up just next week. It's pretty wild to think about. We're there, we're going to go to Charlotte for a quick trip and, a little business trip, whoop their ass, and then come back up and whoop DC's ass. So very, very exciting stuff.
Going against DC, which has been a good battle years past.
That's true.
They're looking sharp this year, and
yes, they are.
So it'll be a really good battle. Looking forward to that one.
Our biggest rivalry, right? I mean, if you really think about it, they're the ones, right? Now that New York doesn't exist, so
there's been some good battles home and away there. So they've got new ground and new facilities, and I know a few of those guys. They're really pumped about the season ahead. So like the rest of the competition, it's some good challenges upcoming. Looking forward.
Hell yeah. All right, Larry, you've done a fantastic job. You've been on here for 33 minutes. We appreciate you. We got one word to exit the video here in 3, 2, 1. Huzzah!
Huzzah!